Hello, everybody. My name is V the Victim, and it is already Thursday. I have not had a lot of time to record this week, but I wanted to make sure I got it out. So, this is going to be a quick, unedited little ramble about last week, everything I can remember, and I'm just going to send it without editing. So, sorry if there are some ums and all that stuff that I usually cut out, but I just gotta get this out there because it'll be time to make the episode 4 one in a couple of days. So, anyway, this week, let's see, episode 3, it was the money making challenge. A lot of fun, always a lot of fun. Soup did me dirty on this one. I am going to take a second to edit and find the still frame in the video where he intentionally put my character on screen when he said we couldn't loot other people's drops anymore. All in good fun. I thought it was hilarious. I actually sent him a message with it, so I'll include that if I can find it real quick. But yeah, big team challenge, very interesting. 8v8, I think it was. And this is pretty cool because although I ended up on the team that didn't get picked, my team was pretty good. West Ham did organize the teams and he definitely made them pretty fair, whether that was on purpose or not. A lot of the PKers don't usually do great in money making challenges because they default to the wilderness, and if people have to use different methods, there are only so many that are actually worth doing. So I think Dino did really well, I want to say, made like almost a mil killing revenants or something, but everybody else not as good. And my team just absolutely slayed it. We crushed it. I hunted black chins, staple moneymaker, always good. And settled made absolute bank. And I think it's funny because if people liked him less, I think that a lot of people would have said his method was illegitimate, like me picking up people's drops last season. And I do think that going forward, we'll probably see buying things from shops that other players sold not be allowed because it's the sort of thing that is kind of cheesy and stuff. But in the moment, awesome method. Settled carried the team. Foe sabotaging was interesting. I did not know he did that. Now, granted, our team won by so much that even if he'd made like 2.5 mil instead of sabotaging, we still would have won. So it really didn't matter. But the strategy was cool to hear because I think it was good strategy. He wasn't likely to get thrown into a banning, especially considering that there are multiple farmers on the other team. And yeah, pretty smart from Foe, although it didn't actually end up mattering in the grand scheme of things. What else we talking? The sabotage settled, lost his initial 100k, which didn't really end up mattering at all because we were allowed to pool our money. So because he didn't have to play with no money, we just gave him 100k to work with, or like 90k or whatever. He actually didn't suffer from the sabotage at all. It was like really useless, which was kind of disappointing. And I think it's set a tone in the season where the sabotage is really not that useful. It hurts that one person usually that you're sabotaging, but in this team challenge, it did pretty much absolutely nothing because a bunch of people did a method that didn't require their full 100k. So we could just share with them and ignore the sabotage. No big deal. Let's see. Okay, so our team wins the challenge. We crushed it. Good stuff, everybody. And safety was huge. Something else I was really happy about was I think the fourth or fifth best moneymaker on our team. I was close to top 3, which went into the tribunal. But when somebody suggested that the top moneymakers be in the tribunal, I was instantly in favor. It was so perfect for me and my game plan because I don't want to be in the tribunal. But this week, being on the winning team meant we were safe from elimination. So it was the best case scenario. I was outside the tribunal, so I didn't have to say anyone's name, but I also was safe from elimination. So that's like dream scenario. Because if you have to choose between being in the tribunal and not being in the tribunal, usually you'd go for the tribunal because even though it does put a target over you, you get the safety, and the safety means a lot. At least I think it will mean more and more as the game goes on. So Dino gets picked, and he doesn't have a lot of game knowledge, so he's probably like just praying for a PvP banning, but we just had one of those. So this is not a good spot to be put in as a PvPer, and I definitely think he felt that. He picks Hootie, and Hootie is really underrated. And I really felt this way about him because I've seen Hootie play. He's a really, really good PVMer, and he probably has pretty good game knowledge because, well, it depends what kind of PVMer somebody is, but I don't know. I think Hootie was seen as a rookie, seen as not much of a threat, and I do think that he could be a threat. So Hootie, I definitely would say was favored going into the banning, and then we found out that it was an escape room challenge. First of all, really, really cool challenge. I love this. The idea was insane. And I said, I almost want to be in this banning when I saw it. Because, you never want to be in a banning, but this is a really cool one and it is skill based. So, or well, knowledge, skill, like thinking on your feet. This is the kind of thing I think I'm usually really good at. So, I don't know. I would have liked to be in it. But yeah, I mean, Hootie killed it. It took him, I don't know how long the challenge actually took, maybe like 20 minutes or so to figure all of it out together. And all of us were watching in Discord. They were like deafened with screen shares up. And we were just kind of watching as Hootie was figuring it out. And we talked amongst ourselves and everything. I don't think anyone figured out the poison in time. I want to say it was me that realized Pirate's Treasure was the way to get coins, but maybe I'm just like, talking myself up with not an accurate memory of what actually happened. But either way, nobody figured that out for probably 10 minutes or something. And then we figured out the fire making and everything, but again, pretty slowly. I think there was even something that Hootie figured out before us. I'm not sure exactly what it was. I know we figured out like the bank pin and stuff, but yeah, just a really cool challenge. And Hootie takes it home, comes back, doesn't choose sabotage. I think probably his motivation there mainly is just not wanting to make other people dislike him, which is a pretty good thing to do. I really only think you want to choose the sabotage if you want to send a message, basically, because it's not that good at actually getting anyone eliminated because they still have to be voted in. And then it's also just not been that powerful. Like, I think my sabotage on Torvesta has probably been the strongest one so far, where he had 3 brews instead of 4 for the Olm tank test, because that actually makes a pretty big difference. But yeah, I don't know. I think the 200 mil, fair enough. Hootie takes that. I think main motivation probably just not wanting to piss people off, which, as somebody who doesn't have a lot of enemies, is a good idea. So smart play from Hootie there. Pretty fun challenge overall this week. Always good to have a big team challenge, just being voice chat with everybody, joking around a little bit and stuff. And yeah, not much else to mention. I guess one other thing to mention is Settled has been in the tribunal every week, all 3 weeks. That definitely did not go unnoticed. And I think that going forward, it'll be in the back of people's minds when they're worried about who to send in. And one other thing is that this week, two farmers win the tribunal, Mr. Mammal and Roydy. And they ended up sending in a PK. I don't think they really wanted to rock the boat, and they were never, in my mind at least, never going to send in anyone that they're allied with. Like, well, Curtis was on our team, but I guess Foe was on the other team. Don't think they were ever going to pick him. So those are just a couple of other notable things. And I think that's probably all I have to say. So a little shorter episode this week. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Sorry, it's kind of just stream of consciousness instead of a little bit more thoughtful and organized. And yeah, really looking forward to seeing episode 4 come out. And I'll be watching it alongside you guys hopefully on Saturday. Thanks for watching.